Welcome, folks, to episode 6 of the Shoney Show. And this week, we're talking all about email marketing. How do you grow that email list? Something that so many people struggle with. There's so many ways to do it, and there's a ton of overlooked ways of doing so. And that is exactly what we're going to look at this week. We're going to look at 3 often overlooked ways of growing that email list. At the live event that I've actually got coming up in Glasgow in must be just over 3 weeks' time now. We are doing one of the 6 sessions on email marketing, and it's all about how to grow and sell from your email list. And within that 45 to an hour period in that session, we're going to be going over 11 different ways to grow your email list, all of which are really, really great ways of doing so. And then we're going to look at how you actually sell from it. How do you segment your list? How do you send specific offers to specific people and get them to take action? For example, somebody on the program went through the email marketing module and they hooked up their MailChimp account to their WooCommerce sales data, and what they did was they created a small segment of people who had purchased from them in the past but hadn't purchased from them in the last 6 months. They took a few minutes to write one email, sent that email out, and made over £2,000 from one single email from customers gone cold. That is how unbelievable email is and why you need to be focusing on it. It's a great tool for getting back in front of people. It's a great tool for building know, like, and trust. It's a great tool for converting people. And the great thing is, even at the point of which somebody is a complete stranger, with the right offer, you can grow that email list. And you are just getting permission to actually market your ass off. You're getting permission to actually speak to people on the daily if you want. You can get in front of them all the time and you can move them through that marketing funnel. And with a bit of consideration about who is on the list, what their interest points are, where they are in your customer journey, you can get super specific about who sees what and get them converting at the right time, increasing that average order value, increasing the frequency of spend in your business. It's an incredible tool. But let's dive into it. Let's dive into 3 different ways to grow your email list, often overlooked ways of doing so. And the reason that we're diving in is because I'm filming this on a Friday night and I've just been to Marks and Spencer's and I got one of these gooey, chocolatey, caramelly, fudgy tray bake things. Says it serves 6. It looks like it'll serve 1.5 if Adriana's lucky. And so I'm going to make this short, snappy, to the point, and not digress the way that I usually do too much. Right. So let's go into the very first one. Everybody here has heard of a lead magnet. Is that right? I can't hear you. So if you haven't heard of a lead magnet before, a lead magnet is when we literally create something that is of significant value to our audience and we give it away in exchange for their name and their email address. We do this so that they feel special about getting that single piece of content that they wouldn't be able to get for free from your organic content. Quite often, it is just collaborating a lot of the free content that you would put out and you put it together so that it's a really easy to absorb bundle, highly valuable to the pain points of our marketplace, and we just make it super easy for them to give us their data, and in exchange on that thank you page and with the very first email that they get access to it. It's a very, very great thing. But the first thing here is multiple lead magnets. This is the big mistake that so many people make, and it is at huge detriment to the growth of your email list. When somebody has a lead magnet, what they tend to do is they create the lead magnet, they have high hopes for it, they put it out, it didn't go 100% completely viral like naked pictures of a celebrity, and then they completely ditch it and they create a brand new lead magnet. That's not the way to go with this. You want to keep your lead magnets, Keep them there out in the marketplace unless you're literally replacing and improving one of your lead magnets. But you want multiple lead magnets out there. And the reason why is because there's so many pain points that you could solve with your product or service. And it's the same as in a Facebook ad. We will typically, in one single campaign, run multiple adverts with multiple hooks because we don't know which one is going to correspond with the people who see them and get them to take action. For example, my program, it covers a whole bunch of different digital marketing growth points. So we've got social media marketing, we've got content marketing, we've got paid advertising, we've got copywriting, we've got email marketing. We've got a whole bunch of very, very important tools that people can quickly learn, get the tried and tested ways of doing these things, and then use it in their own businesses. But if I created a lead magnet all around Facebook ads, then how would I ever get people on my email list who were interested in growing their email list or using social media better or creating content more efficiently? How would I be able to do that if the pain point for them isn't their Facebook ads? How would I even say it? It's very realistic to think that somebody could be in control of their own social media, but they outsource their Facebook ads, for example. And in that situation, if I put out a lead magnet that is only about Facebook ads and I don't have any other lead magnets out there, how am I going to get them engaged in my content? So you want to have multiple lead magnets out there that solve different problems in the marketplace and have them everywhere. So you might have them littered throughout your website. Some of them might be only on your pop-up or your exit pop-up on your website. Some of them might only be seen through social media adverts. And at the same time, when we talk about social media adverts, like I was saying before, when we create a campaign on Facebook, we'll quite often say have one campaign, a few audiences that we're testing, and for every single audience, we'll have maybe 2, 3, 4 adverts. And what it's doing is it's letting Facebook go out there and find which audiences perform the best and seeing what creative, so which adverts, which say copy or hooks work the best at getting people to become leads or purchasers, whatever we tell Facebook to do. In that situation, you could have, say, 3 different lead magnets going out in front of each of these audiences. And what you might find is, or what Facebook might find out for you, is the cheapest way to get email subscribers for your lookalike audience is your webinar advert. And for your engaged audience, people who have engaged with your Facebook page or watched your videos and engaged with your Instagram page, visited your website in the last 180 days, they actually respond better to your downloadable PDF. And therefore, you want to have these multiple lead magnets that even when you're doing a single Facebook ad campaign, you can test them against each other and see which ones are most cost effective at getting people onto your email list out of each audience. And so you've got that as an example. You've got the fact that somebody could visit your website out of curiosity, and your lead magnet, if you only have one, might not solve their pain point. They might feel they're in the wrong place, or they might just never join your email list, so they're not in your marketing funnel. It's a really, really effective way to grow that email list, is just to have multiple lead magnets. And the other thing about lead magnets are they don't all need to take over your life in creating them. You don't have to write a 348-page free book to give away. You don't have to do the most comprehensive outlook or study into something in the fitness industry and throw it out there for people to download. People aren't going to take action just because the lead magnet is ginormous and you've put a lot of effort into it. They just want something solved. They just want something that, if they maybe did a Google search, or maybe something that you haven't completely shared with your audience so far, they just want the answer. And people will even have that mindset that, yeah, I'll just do it to get the lead magnet, and then I can unsubscribe later on. and then they just won't unsubscribe anyway. Even if they don't even like your emails, they just won't unsubscribe. There'll be unsubscribes every time you send an email, sure, but I just mean that lots of people go along with the mindset of, I'm downloading this and I'll unsubscribe later. But those people then get hooked. You've just given them something that is really important, that has solved a problem, that's a pain point for them. They now know, like, and trust you. Then you're sending them emails that warm them up, and then you're sending them offers to get them onto your buyers list. This is a really, really effective way of growing your email list. And that is number one, is multiple lead magnets rather than one single lead magnet. Next up, content upgrades. And so this is another great thing if you have multiple lead magnets that maybe solve different pain points that your potential customers might have, is if you're putting out blog content so that you're searchable on Google and you've got great content that you can get people from social media to come to your website to read. In that situation, you can have what we call a content upgrade. And so if I put out maybe I create a lead magnet, which is a Facebook ads template, for example. So I teach people just with a one-page PDF how I would set up a Facebook ad, the creative of it. What would the image look like? What would the button look like? What would the headline look like? What should go at the start of the copy? What should go at the end of the copy? Should there be links in there? Should there not be links? Should there be emojis? I solve all those problems in a one-page downloadable PDF. Okay, right, maybe I do 100 blogs on my website, and maybe 25 of them are all related to Facebook ads. And so people who are searching Google for stuff about Facebook ads might land on my blog. So right in the middle of that blog would be a great opportunity to give them some gated content. And that is, if you enjoy this, then you would maybe like my Facebook ads template, showing you exactly how I create adverts that have generated millions of pounds for small and medium-sized businesses. That would be a good hook for them to, as they're scrolling, as they're getting value out of learning something that they've searched for and they're looking for the answer for, I'm giving them a content upgrade. And so when you've got these multiple lead magnets, you can then put really, really specific content upgrades on all of your blog content. So you can be pushing your blog content to your social media audience. You can be pushing it to, it can just be searched on Google, for example, and get completely new eyes onto your website. But you can give people these content upgrades so that they can go onto your blog, they can give you their name and email address, and they can get something even better than what they were looking for free. A great time to get people onto your email list. And number 3 is an exit pop-up. So everybody knows about pop-ups. Everybody has landed on a website before, and a pop-up comes up on the screen and it offers you to join the email list. Sometimes it'll actually give you a really good reason to do so, and sometimes that can work pretty darn well. But something that works incredibly well for myself and my clients is using exit pop-ups. And that is when somebody is just about to leave your website. So they hover over the URL bar, for example, and the page has signaled somehow, I don't know the tech behind it, but they know that that person is just about to leave the website. At that point, a really colorful thing engulfs the screen. It's unmissable not to look at it, and it gives them one last chance to join the email list. And that could be one of these lead magnets. It could be something that is really valuable, or you could just be giving them one last chance to join your email list. Maybe you call it your VIP list and you give it some exclusivity and you tell them why it's important for them to do so. Maybe you've already got a big email list and you can use a social proof fact. Over 250,000 people already subscribed. If the person's interested enough to be on your website and they see that 250,000 people are on your email list, then they might want to join your email list just to see what they're missing out on. So you want to use an exit pop-up to get people who were about to take zero action with you onto your email list. And that's the beauty of it as well. Not only am I actually seeing more people sign up to my email list when they see the exit pop-up as opposed to the pretty similar pop-up that comes when they have been on the website for 15 seconds. It's also the fact that at that stage, they have just decided that they are done with this website. They are not taking any more action with you. They're about to leave, and you've got that opportunity to get them onto your email list. And it's a little tiny techie thing. It doesn't take long to set up. You can just use Opt-in Monster. You can use Hello Bar. If you're using ClickFunnels, you could just add it to your ClickFunnels page because they've got the functionality there. So it's really easy to get this onto your website as well. If you've got a pop-up on your website, probably the same the same functionality that you've built into your website, be it Opt-in Monster, be it Hello Bar, or any other growth tool, they will have an exit pop-up there as well. And so you just set up an exit pop-up for whenever anybody is about to leave the website. It's an incredible time to scoop up new leads onto your email list, warm them up, and eventually get them to the point of sale. And that is all three. This is 3 overlooked ways to grow your email list. And they are all incredibly important, and they are all really effective. And so if you're not doing any of them, then I'm not just going to go and tell you to just do one of them. I want every single person here to do every single one of these because it is so important to grow that email list. And there's so much value in doing so. And so everybody, you've got 3 action points here from this episode. First of all, multiple lead magnets. So if you've got some in the past that you have created that do hold value and you've just chucked them away, get them back involved. Get them onto your website, have multiple lead magnets there. And if you're running any Facebook ads at your new lead magnet and you've got other ones there, then test out running multiple lead magnets against each other and just let Facebook find out which one is going to get the cheapest leads for each audience. Second of all, content upgrades. So if you have blogs on your website, if that's what you do, if you create content for your website and make it searchable through Google, then what you're going to want to do is tie these lead magnets or even just pitches for your email list in general into the middle of these blog posts. Content upgrades are even better than just pitches for your email list because they are specific to what people are already absorbing at that time. So the example that we were using was if somebody had searched something about Facebook ads and it popped up on Google and they had landed on my website. Throughout this blog post, I'm solving a problem for them, and then I tell them that if they give me their name and their email address, I will send them my free Facebook ad template that they can just copy and paste and use it to get better results from their Facebook ads. That would be a great content upgrade. I'll definitely be going and creating it. Lastly, exit pop-ups, and this is often overlooked because most people either use a pop-up for their website, a regular pop-up, or they don't use a pop-up at all because they say, I don't like pop-ups. They annoy me when I see them, so I'm not going to use them. I'm not going to have it on my website, therefore. Well, you're missing out on a big opportunity right there, not having pop-ups on your website. Even more so by not having an exit pop-up, because at that time, you've already lost them. They're already leaving your website, so why not scoop up some of them, get them onto your email list, and let your automated email system hit them with high-value content, build up know, like, and trust, and get them to the point of sale. Those are the 3 things for this week. This has been the Shoney Show, episode 6. And go away, take action, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit subscribe, comment below with your biggest takeaway from this, which of the 3 was your biggest takeaway, and if you're on iTunes or on Spotify, please rate and review, and let me know through Instagram at NeilShoneyMac what you thought of the episode, biggest takeaways, and I will see you next week on The Shoney Show.